guys, welcome back to Mornings with Granny. Gizmo and I are making an unexpected trip. My daughter was in an auto accident yesterday. She seems to be okay, but they kept her in the hospital overnight and ran a CAT scan and an MRI to make sure. So, being the worried mother that I am, I'm going to check on her and make sure she's alright and see if she needs anything. I know her car's got to go to the shop and she'll have to go get a rental car or whatever the insurance company gives you. So that's why we're out and about this morning. It's a beautiful day to be driving. It's nice and cool. Been a beautiful day to work in the yard because it's a nice breeze blowing today. And believe me, my yard does need some work. My aunt brought me a couple of crepe myrtles and I haven't planted them yet. Today would have been a good day to do that. But family's more important. Gizmo's along for the ride. He's going to see his little friend that I'll be dog sitting here in a week. But anyway, since I'm going to be near the salvage stores, I might go ahead and check one out tomorrow and see what I can find. Like I said, when life hands you lemons, the old saying is you make lemonade. Well, just do what you got, because there's no sense in complaining about it. There's no sense in getting mad about it. You just deal with it and get out of the situation you're in, and because eventually things will change again. That's just life. I had a friend one time, her husband was out of work, and I might have told you this story, I don't know. But they sold everything in their house except for stove, refrigerator, and they had a big wood heater. And they slept on the floor in front of that heater because they had to sell their beds too. So, you just do what you gotta do. I also remember hearing a minister talk one time about vegetable soup. He said when he first started out in the ministry that money was so tight, he said he ate vegetable soup 3 times a day. He said we had it for breakfast, we had it for lunch, and we had it for dinner. He said don't like it too much anymore. He said, but I sure was thankful for it when I had it. He said, because that's all we had. So there's a lot of people out there that are having difficulties, especially with prices going up. And you just have to learn to stretch. Some people keep their vegetable peels and they'll make stock out of it. Some people I know one lady that was a friend of mine, she's passed away now, but she used to keep her water that she cooked, like she'd drop her broccoli in or Brussels sprouts or whatever. She would keep that water because she said the nutrients were in the water, so she would keep that water and use it in soup stock. I've never done that. I do keep my leftover coffee because sometimes I'll drink a cup of coffee, sometimes I drink a half a cup, sometimes I drink a quarter of a cup. I don't drink that much at a time. And so I'll just sit in the refrigerator and heat it up the next day. I do keep butter wrappers. I don't go through that much butter. I might use a stick every 3 months. But I do keep my wrappers to grease my pans with. What else do I do? Let's see. I was keeping tea bags there for a while, but I have a surplus of tea, so I would take my tea bags when I made tea, put them in the freezer, and then when I would get double the amount it would take to make tea, let's say it took 4 bags to make a gallon of tea, well, when I got 8 or 10 bags, then I would make a gallon of tea with it. Leftover coffee grounds, I've tried that. It just don't work. To me, it tastes like dirt. I'm sorry. Maybe some of you do it and like it. I don't. And as I said with the meat, you make casseroles, you make soup. You can cut back on meat. You don't really need that much. When I cut the sausage up into 5 sections, that gave me about 3 ounces for each section. And the other day, I opened a packet of gravy, and I made the gravy, and then I cooked 3 ounces of that sausage. Well, you had a bite of sausage all through the gravy, and it made 4 servings. If I had went to Bojangles, I would have paid $3 for what they call a gravy biscuit, and you're lucky if you find 2 pieces of sausage in there. There's hardly anything in it, and it's watery most of the time. So, and someone made the comment and said, you know, when I said I made spaghetti sauce and didn't put that much meat in it, and they said people were just being polite. No, they weren't being polite. My family, we don't eat that much meat. I've got one child that doesn't like certain meats, and then I've got another child that's allergic to certain meats, so we don't eat very much meat. We don't sit down and have a big old steak and a little bit of green beans or a big old piece of chicken. For example, my daughter and I ate a piece of chicken the other day, and we split a breast, chicken breast. And I was full, she was full, and even Gizmo got some. So, it just depends on what you're used to. You know, don't knock people for what they're used to. If you're used to eating a lot of meat and you can afford it, good for you. I'm glad. I never was a big meat eater. I'm still not a big meat eater. And then someone else said something about the meals not being as fulfilling. Well, it depends on your age, what you do, because, you know, some people work and they do outside work, and it's hard work, and they need to have more calories. Might be a teenager, he's growing, he needs more calories. You know, everybody's different. You might have health reasons that you don't eat certain things, or you have to eat certain things. So there you go. You know, everybody's different, and don't make fun of somebody because of what they eat and how they eat, because sometimes that's all they can afford. You know, when I was doing the videos, 21 meals for $10, I would have people say, because I might buy a can of beans instead of a bag of beans, which would have went further, but I was trying to look at it from an older person's point of view, and someone that maybe didn't have the ability to cook that much. I worked at a, not a shelter, but a homeless kitchen food banks, and they had a man that come in there, and they told me when you fix his bags of food, so make sure you give him stuff that he can eat cold, because he doesn't have a way to cook it unless he builds a fire somewhere. And so we would give him like Vienna sausage and potted meat and Spam and stuff that he could eat cold, pork and beans, you know, that kind of stuff, crackers. So everyone's situation is different. And I've had people say, I'd never let myself get in that situation. Well, you never know what life's going to throw at you. So don't ever say I won't ever, because I have found when I do that, oh boy, do I wind up in some situations. So just don't ever say I won't do that, because you never know. Don't know what life holds for you. And it's a good thing to stock up. You know, people make fun of people stocking up. You don't need to stock up to the extreme and take the last thing off the shelf unless you really need it. But like the situation I'm in now, it's a good thing. Over time, I have stocked up a little bit at a time. $5 here, $10 there. You've seen my discount hauls. You've seen grocery hauls. You know that I might come home with, like I did the other day, mostly meat. Next time I might come home with mostly vegetables. Next time I come home, I might come home with junk foods. You don't know. It's just what you find. Fortunately, I'm stocked up on dishwashing liquid, detergents, and stuff like that. So I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. And yes, I know someone's going to say, well, get the kids to help you. My kids always help me. If I need anything, and if they didn't offer it and I asked for it, they would give it to me. They usually offer. But I'm okay. I'm okay. My main concern today is, like I said, is going to make sure that my daughter's okay and see if she needs anything that I can do for her. And I know it's just been rambling, but I was just letting you see the drive. It's such a pretty drive. Get over this lane. Such a pretty drive. I just came through some road construction back there on the right lane. And I was still in the left lane. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day, as I said before. But anyway, let's see what else is going on. Still trying to get the camper cleaned out from getting home. I haven't finished yet. I like that queen bed in there, but I'm seriously thinking about, there's like a bench seat that's behind the third row seat that folds down with the bed. And I'm thinking about looking at it and seeing if I can take that part out and just make it like into a twin bed, so I have just a little bit more room. Because the day it rained and Gizmo and I were stuck in that thing for all day, it made you appreciate the floor space you have. And I know a lot of you guys live in your vans, and you have to have a lot more stuff than I do, but I know you appreciate any little bit of floor space you can get. You want everything condensed. So I've got just about everything out. I need to pull the bedclothes off, the linens, and wash those up. My aunt actually was supposed to come see me today. She had asked about coming yesterday. Yesterday was just one of those fibro days. Anybody out there that has fibromyalgia, you know how it feels. It's just, sometimes it knocks you for a loop, and I just could not. I didn't get awake till it was about 2 p.m. yesterday before I finally could get awake. I was just out of it. I finally got a little bit of energy. But when you have those days, they're horrible, because you just feel like you can't put one foot in front of the other, and that's the way it felt yesterday. But again, that's life. That's what I was dealt, so there you go. No sense getting mad about it. Be glad, because it can always, always be worse. I promise you, there are people out there a lot worse off than you. Just look at how beautiful those clouds are. As I get closer up this to my daughters, you'll see mountains, but, well, I don't know if I'll still be on here or not, but be mountains in the distance. Maybe one of these markets around here have some fresh apples, mountain apples. I mean, I know they have apples, but I mean local mountain apples. Train tracks. Every time I see a train, I think about parsnips and parsimony, because those kids, they just love trains. Hello, guys. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Leslie. Alright, guys. I'm going to get off here and concentrate on my driving. Should be at my daughter's before long. Go check on her, make sure she's alright, and then decide when I'm coming back home. I hope you guys have a great day. Give this a thumbs up, and prayers that they don't find anything wrong with my daughter. And hopefully she'll get her car fixed soon, because I know she's going to be at a loss without it, because she's used to go, go, go. Alright, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.